also nice. Hey everyone. Hope it's going well. Maybe let's wait like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll get started. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Yeah, it's been a bit. Like 2 months ago was the last town hall. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Maybe let's get started. Everyone's typing a lot. Cool. Yeah, okay, let's get started. So we have some exciting updates to share today. As you know, we've been kind of deep into season 1 progress. There's been a lot of things that have been done over the last couple months. But this is, a short summary of, very high level what's been going on. So mobile block production, everyone knows that's a feature, and we're working hard on getting that to be really robust and working really, really well. It's already gotten a lot better, but as I think folks know, it can get better still. Identity is another thing we just launched recently and got a lot of feedback on. Thank you, everyone. This will ensure that the network actually can be secure, and we can actually give out rewards and give out staking power and all of that to unique humans, so it can't get, Sybil attacked as easily. And transactions at this point are working pretty well at pretty high throughputs, so that's pretty awesome. So even on mobile devices, I think we've been testing kind of 30 to 50 TPS, and that's been working well. We've also tested basic Dapp functionality, and that's been working well. But that brings us to what we're releasing now, yesterday, and then sharing more on today, the whole application layer for the platform. And our plan basically is we're going to be testing the app layer the next few weeks till the end of June, maybe the first few days of July based on current plans. And then season 1 is going to end. And so at this point, we will have tested the full set of features on the platform. And from there, we'll be focusing on growing the number of users, adding people to our community, as well as continuing to polish the UX. There's so much, we've been adding a lot of features, but there's so much UX polish that we all want to do that we are now slowly starting to focus on that will make the whole experience way better and the whole thing more useful. So with that, let's talk about the application layer. So for a network like ours, what do we actually want to do with the application layer? The network already offers all this functionality about user ownership. The network runs from all of our phones, backed by proof of identity, extremely decentralized and owned by actual people, unlike many other networks, or really any network up until now. But the question for us has been, how do we translate that into something that actually brings benefit and is useful at the end of the day? Like, we could have this amazing network that, we all are running it and we all are verifying and producing the blocks, but we have to actually do something with that, for it to be useful. And this is translated into what our vision is for the app layer, which is about making it so that applications have the same level of collaborativeness and user ownership and control that the actual underlying platform does. So we're pretty excited about what that looks like for the platform. So just some, kind of mentioned, but really collaborative. We want so that any one group of people can come onto this thing and build things. We want it to be owned by the users at the end of the day. And we want users to ultimately have control over these applications. And you'll see how what that means for what we've built. What we have right now and what we've just released is a basically layer to the network where anyone can create an application or improve an application. So you can build an application with AI, you can suggest changes with AI, and then all the users of the application vote on whether to accept those changes or not. And then if the users do say they like the change, then the update ships automatically. So we'll go through an example shortly, but let's say that, I don't know, in last one wins, you wanted the timer to be 4 hours instead of 8 hours. You could just suggest that change now, and then all the users of the application can vote on it. And if everyone likes it, it just ships automatically. So this is a few nice features that it enables. For one, it means that if you have an existing community anywhere that wants to have an application, they can very easily spin up that application for their community and also own that application fully. It also means that when you have an application, you can build in the open with your users. You can launch early and you can just iterate with your user base. And it also enables applications that are truly fully owned by their communities. I think this has been an idea that's been popular for a while, but hasn't really been popular, or possible, I should say. Popular for sure, possible not yet. And we want to actually make that possible. So let's do a quick demo and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think some of you might have already been trying this, but let me show you what a full kind of end-to-end flow looks like using this. So one sec, I just have to change my share screen to this iPhone. 1 second for that. Okay, so can you all see this iPhone screen now? Great. So if I open the app, then it'll look, normal so far here. But if you go to the Dapps page now, it's going to look a little bit different. So now, instead of just the Dapps being listed, we also have this kind of broader UI around editing Dapps. So on the screen, you can see all the applications currently on the platform. There will be a button to create new Dapps, unlocked when we do the hackathon soon. More on that in a minute. But you can also just see all the existing Dapps in the platform, and you can click them and you can use them the same way that you've been using them so far. What's different though is all these other buttons you can see around the screen that do other things. Particularly the two that I think are most relevant and important to show are this group chat one, where you can chat with all the other users of the app. So if you go to the group Last One Wins app on your phone right now, you'll be able to see like this group chat area, and you can chat there and you can say things. But what's important is not just can you chat with everyone, that's like, cool, but not that new, is you can create changes to the app by just chatting with an AI, and then you can propose those changes to the group. So I just went to the dev chat and I clicked new session, and then here's my session. And I can just describe my change. Usually Sonnet works, but I'm gonna do Opus to make sure it's more likely to actually work for the demo. Everyone has some credits they get every day for making changes to the app. Opus will burn through that more quickly. I found I can make kind of 3 to 4 medium-sized changes before I burn through this. Sonnet, you probably won't burn through it very quickly. It takes a lot longer to burn through. So I'm just going to describe a change. Like, I want to make it so that the timer expires after 4 hours instead of 8 hours. And if you give an extra, I don't know, 500 tokens, then the timer only expires after 10 minutes. No, it's too aggressive. Let's say 30 minutes after that. So what I've just done is, let's see, so the AI is saying when someone's fresh 30 minutes, spend fresh 30 minutes. I think it'll figure out from there. Sorry, like it actually asking me questions to understand what's happening. But no, it's actually, okay, it's jumping into the code base now. So if people have been coding with AI agents before, this is using Claude Code under the hood and is making changes through that. You don't have to be a developer to do this. You very much can just like be someone who wants to add a feature. Like, I could have just said, I want to make the background, blue instead of this white color. You could do literally anything, any change you want, anything you can imagine for this application, you can do it. And you can just type it in, and then it will suggest a change that will, change the application to include the new feature. Let's let this kind of tick. It'll take a minute in the background for it to work. If I go to the whiteboard app, this is like kind of the main app that people should try right now. It doesn't require the blockchain, so like, it's just very simple to work. You can draw on it, and then there's already been a lot of activity in group chat for this one, and actually a lot of PRs that are about to be sufficiently voted on to be merged. So, vote on these, yes, and you can see the changes happen in the app. Or you can always go to dev chat and make your own changes too, like clicking new session, etc. Let's go back and see if this is done enough now. Users get credits for it every day, $20 worth of credits. If people are using that a lot, we might have to lower it, but I think it's fine for now. It's still thinking. It might take a minute to like read the code base and figure out how to make the change. Maybe any questions in the meantime we can go through. But yeah, so $20 of credits every day. You can see like I've kind of ticked through already 44 cents with this initial question I've asked. But users don't have to pay for it. If you do go over that limit and you like want to keep making changes, you can enter your API key up here, and then you would be able to keep going over that limit. Yeah. Oh, there's one approved right now. Okay, let's look at that because that will be, might take a minute for their change to go through. So let's see what happened. Aha, so this add text tool with keyboard input to the canvas just got successfully merged in because Salah voted on it. Thank you, Salah. And you can see now that, yeah, this wasn't here before, but now there's this text tool and I can type here. So you can get the idea that, if you make a change, like Nama made this change, I think it was Nama, about the text tool. And now it's from Nama, and now it's merged. Another thing to know is you can also preview any changes here. Like let's say this emoji placement picker sounds cool, click preview. It looks like, yeah, I can drop emojis now on the screen. Pretty neat. If you want that to be merged into the main app, just find that and vote yes on it, and then it'll get merged. So I hope that makes sense. Basically now, all of these apps, all of the users of the apps can make changes to them, and they can iterate on them kind of as a user base. You don't have to wait for permission for like a centralized developer or anything to make changes. And yes, that's a good question, because kudos is also how you're going to earn points for this whole thing. So every week, you get 5 kudos to give out. Please give out your kudos. It's how people are going to get points. So give kudos to things that you thought were cool. So let's see. I might have already given kudos to Nama for this one, but if you think something's cool, you can click this. Yeah, you can give kudos to it. So if something's cool, give kudos to it. Now I only have 4 left, so it goes down, but you can give kudos, and that will give that person points at the end of the challenge. So now if I go to the leaderboard, I click this little one up here, you can see all the PRs that have gotten kudos. To get points for your kudos, the PR has to get merged. So you can't just make a PR and it doesn't get merged. You have to make the PR, it gets merged, and you get kudoses. So if you want points and you want to also try this out, because it's, I think, a cool experience, you should make PRs, you should advocate them to get merged. You say like, hey, like, try my thing, it's cool. And then hopefully people like it and that they say it's good, and then they vote to merge it in, and they also give you kudos for making that cool change. Briefly, yeah, I'll show preview mode. So yeah, I think I just showed it actually. So like, for example, let's say like I want to see what this emoji thing is about. I just did that a second ago. I can click preview. I can, you know, drop emojis in like this new mode. And then I'm like, that's cool. And then I would vote yes on it. So you just click the preview button next to the thing. So I think just kind of play with UI. Hopefully it makes sense. Going back here, it looks like the Claude Code drafted a spec for our 4-hour change. And I'm gonna just YOLO this and not read it in detail. And I'm just gonna say, yep, do it. Because the spec is just the idea of how to implement it. You have to then, if it gives you a spec, you know, it says like, you know, just tell me to build it and I'll have the code build it. So you gotta tell it to build it. Anyway, this is gonna build it. And let's not wait for it to make all the changes, but I'll post this later and you can go to group chat and see it there. Any other questions while we're in the UI before I go back to the presentation and talking more about what we see this doing and what's next? Waiting for PR, waiting for PR. Nice, okay, people are jumping in here. How to create new apps. So we don't have new app creation enabled yet. We figured if we did that, people would just like create like a million apps. We wanted to focus around editing apps for now. But when we start the hackathon in 2 weeks, then we will enable creating apps. So for now, it's kind of like just get some practice, like, you know, being able to create changes to applications, giving kudos to people, new PRs, all that. And then in 2 weeks, you'll be able to create apps, and then you can build new apps. Yeah. Are kudos the only way to get points? We'll say it later in the presentation, but there's 3 ways to get points. Yes, Salah's just posted it. One is propose any application change. It doesn't even have to get merged. Just like go to dev chat, tell this AI you want to change something about an app, and then you'll see in a minute, hopefully if it doesn't take too long, there'll be a propose to group button. Click the propose to group button. That's how you do the first one. So just like, you know, just be able to propose an app change. And I'll say, like, if you've been doing AI coding stuff before, this should be pretty straightforward. I would say if you haven't done it before, it kind of seems like this is going to be like a main way people just work in general. So it might be good to just do this for practice. But then also, of course, do it because, you know, you get points and also you get to try out what we built here. Yeah, and the next one is earning kudos from merged PRs. Give people kudos, get kudos, do all that. And lastly, I'm glad you asked this a lot because it's really important. If you have any ideas or anything you want to change about the application, maybe like, I'm like, why is this slow right now? So, I don't know if we can actually make it faster, but I wish it was faster. You can click this little chat icon up here at any time. And maybe I'll say like kind of like progress indicator for Claude code would be helpful. It's kind of slow sometimes. And then you can submit this, and then we will get this fixed. But yeah, so not like if you have something you want to change about an actual application, don't enter it up here. Like just change it, just like do it. But if there's things you want to change about the application as a whole, you can type it in there and give feedback. I think there is a max point, Salah, but I think you know the answer to that better than I do, maybe. There is a cap, but the cap is like super high. So like, I think basically you'd have to get like 100 or 200 kudos or something to hit the cap. Like, please try to do that, but it would be a lot to try to get to it. Yeah, one other thing to mention is like, I think I'm mentioning this because it's cool. You can also suggest changes to the app inside of the app. So you can get feedback here, which is great. But if you want to go the extra mile, go to dev chat and like just make your change to the app in the app. So it's like kind of meta of that. This isn't too crazy, but basically you can edit the app from inside of itself now. And so if you want to make something change to this, you can just do it. Claude code does take some time to think. Oh, it's done. Just as I said it. Okay. So Claude code is finished. It's made those 2 changes. And staging build failed. So this is what happens when you do a demo. It's the first time I've ever seen staging build failed. So it worked literally every other time. But that's what happens when you try to do a demo. Yeah. So I won't let this sit, but basically, like, I'm just gonna try and build staging again. It's doing something right now so that it can launch staging. I'm pretty sure it's gonna succeed at that, and then it'll show the thing. We'll wait like 30 seconds to see if that works. I'm pretty sure it will. But yeah, that's what happens when you demo. It looks like it's working now. Maybe another thing to mention while it's doing this is everything is kind of, there it goes, cool. Everything is reflected on GitHub. So you don't have to know about GitHub or be a developer, but if you are a developer or you know about GitHub, you can always kind of see everything reflected on GitHub. The PR stands for pull request, and these are requests on GitHub to make changes to things. So we can click preview staging on our new change, and it looks like it's shorter now. And I can click propose to group. So if I was a normal competitor in the community, I would now have gotten the 500 points for that initial challenge. And you can see it's here, and people can vote on it. And if I'm probably going to say, like, I made this during our demo live stream, click preview to try it out. And then you can vote on it. Click preview and see it. I will say it's better to look at and actually test it first before we all merge it. So like, please try it. Like I said, like, I didn't even read all the things that it did. So please don't all just vote yes on it. No, please don't all just vote yes on it. I think, like, who knows if this is a good change or not to the app. We should click preview and try first. But if 7 people were to click yes, then it would just get merged, and then the main app would be changed to reflect those changes. Okay, I think that's enough for the demo. I hope that made sense and you understand what this is and what it does. But basically, if you have anything you've wanted to change about any of the dApps you've been using in the last 2 weeks, just go do it, and then that will be a test of the platform, and B, hopefully we can all make the dApps a little bit better. Okay, let's now go back to the presentation. I will stop streaming this, and I will change this to this. And I'll do the same thing on my other. Okay, can people see the presentation again? Yes, okay, thank you. So hopefully this kind of makes sense intuitively what's going on, but we think this has like a number of advantages. One, like you can quickly build custom applications for like your community. Maybe you have like a gaming group, or maybe you have like something in person, like a pottery studio. Like maybe you just have some friends who want to like plan something like this. The idea is like you'll be able to just instantly create any application you want, and your group will own that application fully. For new games, or new applications, you can just build openly with your users. So kind of flipping the script from developer builds things, users use things, to like maybe there's still a main developer who's building most of it, but all the users are engaged in how the application involves as well. Like you could imagine a game where users vote on new enemies, new maps, new game modes, balance updates, etc. And the users are deeply involved in the development process. Another thing you could imagine is true user-led app changes. Like for me, this example is like, I really like Signal, but I wish I could change the UI. Like, unfortunately, I like the WhatsApp UI like a lot better. So I would totally, if it was me, like propose a change in Signal to add a UI mode that looked not like WhatsApp, but different than Signal right now. But you can imagine in the future, if there are apps that many people are using built on this platform, that's actually possible, that users can just vote on what they want their applications to do, to look like, etc. It won't be run by like a company. It'll be run by the user base directly. And then this is like further off, but like eventually we imagine that for larger networks, users can vote on like even more impactful things about the applications they use, like a social network where users can vote on what data is collected from users, how ads are served, and what happens with like the financial proceeds from those ads. Like you could imagine having some of the proceeds go to a fund for developers, some going directly back to the users that were served the ads, etc. And today, like we have to just kind of do whatever the companies that make the apps we use want. We have to use whatever UIs they've made. We have to use whatever features they've made. And that's mostly aligned, but sometimes very clearly it's not aligned. And with something like this, you could imagine building applications that users are directly involved, and it's very aligned with the user bases. Yeah, exactly. Like what Drea is saying, we have to beg people for new users on X, and then maybe you see it, and maybe they make other random changes on X. I know like my X feed has like, I know they like improved the algorithm, but like has, in my view, deteriorated substantially from interesting content to like random AI videos, which I don't love. Just an example. Yes. So the end vision of this is that this will kind of even be more kind of just automatically making changes. And basically apps can always adjust to user feedback, that you won't even have to make the change with the AI agent yourself. You'll just give feedback about what you want to change. Under the hood, AI agents will coordinate all the feedback they're getting from all the users. That will get turned into proposed changes. And then users will confirm if those changes are what they actually want or not. And then those changes will automatically get applied, apps will update, and then the user base can, enjoy the new application and then give further feedback, starting the cycle again. But basically, applications that are automatically aligned to users it seems possible to do, especially if AI agents continue to improve, which seems likely, at least to some extent, and probably in coding at least too. So we've talked about this a little bit, but here is a little more on the Dapp challenges that are now live. So, if you go to the application, you'll see it the way that you saw it in the demo, and you can do these things. One is proposed change. You have to make it all the way through talking to an AI agent and proposing a change to the group. It has to show up on the group screen. And then you get points for that. Just, you've all been kind of using the applications the last couple of weeks, like literally anything you want to change about them, just do it. And you can make a change based on that. Receiving kudos gives you points. Please give kudos to people. Like, if people make changes to the application that you like, give them kudos for it. Or if they just do something that seems hard, give them kudos for it. This is like the main way that we will be able to signal that we're making useful, valuable changes. So if we don't do it, then, things will not improve on the applications, and that will not be good for the goal here of what we're trying to build. So please give kudos, and it'll help people be motivated to improve applications. And please leave feedback. So up to 500 points per issue. You can click that little chat button on the top of the application and say whatever feedback you want to give. You find a bug, leave that. You have an idea for a feature, leave that. Literally anything. My feeling right now about the app is like, I think we've kind of built a MVP of the feature set, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement, like for sure. And like, please give feedback about how you want to see it be changed and directed. We'll be updating the UI pretty substantially, probably over the next few weeks and months as well, because, we want to make it a lot better from where it is today. One more thing to mention is, so that's the current challenge, this Dapp challenge to edit Dapps now. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a hackathon. And the hackathon will kind of be the capstone closing off of season 1. And this will be your opportunity to create applications using this framework. If you've ever wanted to build something, now's your chance to do it. So really also, if you think about it, these are the last 2 chances to earn points for season 1. So this is one last chance to earn points for season 1, up to a lot of points if you receive lots of kudos for making cool changes. And then this Dapp hackathon is your other last chance for points for season 1. We will probably make sure that it is a lot of points, because this is going to be really meaningful for testing the platform. And also, yeah, basically it's really meaningful for testing the platform. And we'll close off season 1. If you have your phone with you, you can try opening it now and voting maybe for some of the ones in the whiteboard app, and just seeing if it's making sense. If you have any questions, and we can all just kind of use the app together for maybe like 5 minutes. So I'm going to share my phone screen again, and then we're both going to do any questions people have. And we're also just going to like edit and hack on the apps for like while the questions are ongoing. Yeah, so if any questions, please, now's the time. And I will go back to sharing my phone, and we can do some questions and some Dapp hacking. Thanks. Yeah, I hope it was useful for explaining like this new thing. It's definitely like in some ways like a increase of scope of what we've already been building, but we think it really rounds out the full experience of everything. So from the infrastructure up to the applications, everything will now be there. And yeah, there's a ways to go for polish, but we feel like it's a good initial step for the feature set. So yeah, everyone kudos gets 100 points. If you make a PR and you get 10 people to give you kudos for it, that's 1,000 points. It has to get merged though also. So like 10 and also merged. Yeah. Yes. Speed up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see what's going on. Oh, one other thing I should mention probably is we've been using this on the phone, but you also, once you create an account and a password, you can use this on the computer also. We have a link somewhere to that, but I don't know. I like phone being first class, but like in practice, like I like to work with AI agents on the computer a little more most of the time, unless I'm like on the go. So yeah, just go here and like you can edit it on the computer, and yeah, a little better UX for seeing more text at a time and stuff. You'll also see we hooked up the browser UI to the phone through QR codes. If you go to, I'll show you on my, I can show you on here, yeah. If you go to Wallet, there's a new thing called Scan, and if you try to use a blockchain application on the computer, it'll pop up a QR code, you can scan it to send transactions. Yeah, you can get 15,000 points. You would have to get on the like around 150 kudoses. But if you make something awesome, maybe you'll get like 20, 30, 40 kudoses. It could totally happen. So yeah, just make some cool changes, and that's possible. This is really hacky the way I built this in right now, but if you click up here, you can toggle like a URL bar and you can go back to the main app if you click a GitHub link. So kind of hacky, but does the job if it actually loads. Which it's not. Any other questions people have? What should we do now? Ask any questions, and then I don't know, you can go to a whiteboard, you could try it out and suggest changes on it. Oh, cool. The emoji one looks like it just got merged, so that's cool. If you think any of the other ones are cool, you could merge them also. Yeah, so just try the app basically. And if there's no more questions, we'll also just close the call in a few minutes, and then we can keep working on this async. The brand will hopefully be coming out soon. This stuff always, like, there's legal components of locking in all your different parts of what it means to launch a brand and all that. So, you know, it takes a little bit, but hopefully quite soon we will have the brand out and everything. So this user needs to go fix the PR merging into main. That is a thing that we want to make easier, but it's not the easiest in the world yet. Oh yeah, this is nice. Maybe we should make it so any user can go and fix a merge issue, because I think right now it requires the original submitter of this issue to be the one that makes the change. But maybe we should make it so anyone can merge in something that like this. You can do whatever username you want. If you make it the same as Discord, that is preferable. Yes. Try to make it the same one as Discord so people can recognize you on both platforms. Yeah, Bijan's also is not auto merging. I will, after this, I will go here and I will say two transactions are no transactions. PRs are not auto merging in whiteboard. Could they, or could we improve auto merging? Who can auto merge? And then I will fix this now after the call. It seems like no other questions, so maybe we can call it here. I hope everyone has enjoys playing with the platform and trying to make changes and kind of seeing what can happen to an application when a lot of people are just kind of iterating on it. And you will, we're always available to answer any of the questions in the Discord always as well. And now you can also message us inside the application, inside the group chat area. These notifications aren't hooked up to the main app yet, but that's another thing we're going to be working on soon. So you can receive in application messages when people try to message you or make changes to applications you're using. Cool. Yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen and we can close the call in a minute. I'm just going to wait for whatever Salah and now Balesu is also saying. Yeah, totally. Yes. And yeah, thank you. Yeah. Cool. And yeah, thank you totally everyone participating. That's like the main thing that actually, is helping us build this and figure out what to do to make the application and the protocol good. So yeah, thank you everyone. And with that, I guess let's do the end of the call. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I'll talk to you and see you on the Discord.